Hello, everyone. I'm Dan.
And I'm Riley.
And welcome to the next episode of That One Podcast.
On this week's episode, we are joined by Alisha Armes, who runs the Family Resource Center here in Tipton County. And we talk about everything that the Resource Center does, what they provide to the community, and ways that the community can get involved in terms of donations, volunteering, and everything like that. So it's a great episode for those who are looking for help and those who are looking to get involved.
All right, let's get into the next episode.
All right. Welcome, Alisha. Thank you so much for joining me on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. So let's start off by just sharing a little about yourself and how you came to lead the Tipton County Family Resource Center.
So a little about myself. I've lived in Tipton County for a majority of my life. I moved away for college and got married and started having kids and then came back. And we've been here since 2003.
Okay.
And then how I came to lead the Family Resource Center, that's a little longer of a story, but
all right.
My family and I were involved with foster care for about 5 years. And as we were phasing out of that stage of our lives, I was trying to figure out what I could do to stay involved in helping people. And so a friend of mine sent me this job posting for the Family Resource Center coordinator. I had no idea what it was, but it looked interesting. And so I applied, and here I am.
Yeah.
I got the job in 2021.
Okay. So for listeners who may not know, what exactly is the Tipton County Family Resource Center?
The Family Resource Center at its core exists as a hub of resources. We try to have a whole lot of information about everything that anybody might possibly need. We don't always know all of the things about that stuff, but so yeah, we are for families in all of Tipton County, specifically with kids between the ages of 0 and 17 in their homes or caring for kids in their homes. They don't have to be parents. It can be relatives or caregivers, whatever that looks like. And we do all kinds of things. We have family fun events. Previously, we hosted those on a monthly basis, and now we're kind of doing them on a weekly basis in our new location.
Okay.
We have concrete supports, so things like take and make meals, hygiene items, diapers, all kinds of things. Yeah. And then we also host what we call co-located services. So other service providers who provide, whatever it is in Tipton County, we ask them to come to the Family Resource Center and just answer questions about what they do or help the people who come into the Family Resource Center during that specific time that they're there.
So you mentioned a new location.
Yes.
Where is that at, and how new is it?
We are now located at 112 West Jefferson Street, and we opened our doors there on September 2nd.
Oh, wow.
So the week of the Pork Festival, we opened, and we just had our ribbon cutting ceremony last week.
Nice.
On the 30th of September. And so now we're underway in October, and we're excited for a new month.
Awesome. So is it a bigger location from the past one, or just a better location?
It's about the same size-wise. We don't have, so at our previous location, we were at Trinity Wesleyan Church. And so, there it's a bigger building.
Yeah.
So there was a gymnasium and a kitchen and a cafe and other things that we had access to that we could use. And in this location, it's really just the office. But for some of our bigger events, we know that we can partner with other organizations and agencies and places in Tipton County that can accommodate a larger number of people.
Awesome. So you mentioned the families with kids from 0 to 17 years old. Is there any other specific requirements, or is it really open to anybody within that, I guess, age gap?
Yeah, it is. It's for anyone. The Family Resource Center all of the things that we offer is for anyone in Tipton County. We don't have any, restrictions or qualifiers or anything like that. Now, some of the services that we can refer people to, there are some qualifiers for some of those. But what we do at the Family Resource Center, anybody can come in. We just try to be a kind of a fun place.
Yeah.
So we're starting some new things in the new location. So like on Thursday mornings, we're doing a pop-in play date. So that's just for anyone, toddlers to preschool age can come in and have an activity time. We know the CW Mount Building does their toddler tot time. I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
The library has story time. And so we purposely picked Thursdays because it wasn't already occupied with one of those other kinds of things.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome. So somebody who's wanting to come in for whatever reason, can you kind of walk us through what it looks like for, maybe somebody struggling or doesn't know where to turn to for something? What does it look like when they come in? Because that can be a kind of scary thing to think about when for whatever your circumstances are of reaching out for help is always scary the first time. Yeah. So what does that look like when somebody either they call you or come into the office?
We work really, really hard to be a stigma-free environment. So when people come in, there's a sign-in sheet. We'll ask them to write their name. And then depending on their comfortability level, we can either take them into a separate room and do like a very minimal intake and see how we can help them. Or if they're comfortable with answering those questions, just at the desk in the main office, they can do that as well. But yeah, like I said, there's just a minimal intake process, and then we can kind of assess from there and have some more conversations to see what other resources in the community we can refer them to, and what we might have on hand that we can help out like with in the immediate.
Yeah. What are some of the common needs that people do come in for?
We're seeing increasing need for housing, which is tricky and really, really hard.
Yeah.
Childcare, employment, financial needs, and then some people come in knowing that we have the take and make meals or the hygiene items. So sometimes that's really the reason that we offer those is so that people don't have to spend their hard-earned money on the food and hygiene items that we can provide, and they can save that money for, hopefully being able to pay their utility bill or their rent or mortgage that month. So just trying to reallocate that money and make sure that it's being put to good use, and just trying to help people out.
Yeah. So you've mentioned, you've strategically planned like even your Thursday morning playtime around other organizations. And I want to talk about the collaboration with other organizations in the county and within Tipton as well. So what does that look like for you? How are you working with other partners? Obviously there's, just planning and coordinating on different days and things, but also you referring, because you probably don't have the in-house services to do everything. So you work with community partners. How does that relationship look like?
There's so many layers and levels to it.
Yeah.
I have an email list of people who have either asked to be on it or who have partnered with us on things since we started. And so at least once a month, I'll send out some updates about, what's coming up in the next month at the Family Resource Center. And I'll include our calendar and our flyers. But, in the months leading up to that, I'm working with other providers in the community to see what they would be interested in partnering with us on, and if they would like to have time at the Family Resource Center, and when that would be, opportunistic for them, to best suit their needs and the needs of the families that we serve. And then for a lot of our bigger events, I make it sound like it's huge. It's not. There's a lot involved with it, but we invite lots of different people. Like for the safety fair and the back to school event that we do at the 4-H building. Those are pretty big events. And I don't plan those by myself. It is a collaborative group. Prevent child abuse for Tipton County participates in that, and the Tipton County Health Department. And we partner with all kinds of people across the board to try and bring lots of different things that will help meet the needs of everyone in the community.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you're a nonprofit, correct?
Yes.
Okay. A lot of nonprofits run on volunteer support a lot. Can you talk about what the volunteer support looks like for the Family Resource Center? And, we'll get into it about getting involved, but kind of what did the volunteer landscape look like for you?
Yeah. We really utilize our volunteers for those bigger events.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said previously, we hosted a larger, like one monthly family fun event, which sometimes the attendance was 10 and sometimes it was 150, Wow. So we would sometimes ask for volunteers to be present, to be welcome people and take them, walk them to where the event is being housed. We would ask for people to come in and hand out food or snacks or refreshments, to man some of the games that we would offer. Just lots of different options. At the safety fair, sometimes we have in the past, cheerleaders have done face painting.
Okay. Different
people have handed out waters, and there are a lot of moving parts to some of those events. So if there's ever any people who want to volunteer, we would love all of the support.
So somebody who's listening and wants to get involved, and I think there are people that just have a calling for it, like you mentioned yourself, just being involved with the foster system, and then moving beyond that, had a calling to still give back or be involved in the community. What's the best way for them to get involved? Is it just starting with maybe volunteering at one of these bigger events and kind of seeing what they like to do, something like that?
Yeah. If that is, if that works into somebody's schedule, we would welcome that. Just stop by the Family Resource Center and say, I want to be a volunteer. We have a list of people that we reach out to periodically, if as we're needing volunteers. Or, if you have an idea or something that you would like some help with getting off the ground, reach out and we can see who we can even connect you to if we're not the way to be able to implement that idea or opportunity. We do have a lot of contacts in the community, so sometimes it's a pretty easy email to just introduce somebody and just go from there.
Yeah. So one thing that I've been thinking about while we've been talking is, not to get real specific or into the weeds of it, but being a nonprofit, providing these hygiene kits or these meals, obviously it's probably a pretty big cost. How does that funding work for you? Is it a lot of donations? Obviously, I'm sure there's grants, but can you just talk about that to give people a better perspective of what all it takes to really provide the resources that you provide?
Yeah, absolutely. So I work for Firefly Children and Family Alliance. They're the agency who has implemented the Tipton County Family Resource Center.
Okay.
So they are contracted through the state. So some of our funding comes from that. And then we do get grants from a few different agencies in the region. And then in addition to that, we receive a lot of donations. So like the Tipton County Pork Festival, the Princesses, Junior Princesses, and Junior Queen, I forget the order.
Yeah.
And the Queens, they do their community food drive. The Family Resource Center has been a recipient of some of those donations for years. Socktober, we're doing Socktober right now. So different offices and businesses and families across the community can donate new unused socks. We don't want used socks.
Yeah. Understandable.
And so, we can hand those out to families, as the months get colder. That's an expense that they won't have to worry about.
Yeah. And for some reason, socks keep getting more and more expensive.
They do. Everything keeps getting more and more expensive.
True.
But yeah, and then, sometimes people are frequently approached with like diaper donations, additional food donations other than the Pork Festival court. I'll say Royal Court, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we monthly do a laundry lift at the one and only laundromat that's in Tipton County,
Yeah.
Dock and Suds. So we do that with a sponsoring organization. The Family Resource Center provides the detergent for that, and then the sponsoring agency. So if it's a church or a local community volunteer group or whatever the case may be, they provide the quarters for the washers and dryers. So there's all kinds of different versions of donations that we implement and receive, all the way across the board.
Yeah. So how do you manage that? Is it just you yourself? Do you have other people on staff that help? I mean, just trying to think about managing money flow in general, but then you have stuff coming from the state, you have stuff coming from grants, you have to write the grants. How does that all work? How do you manage it?
I don't write grants.
Yeah.
Firefly has a grant writer.
Okay.
Firefly is a large organization based out of Indianapolis.
Gotcha.
So the, higher accounting, that's all them. The grant writing is all them. I provide the connections to the grants that I find that are local, and then provide the, programs or ideas, and then do the data record keeping, and do the report back. But they make it all look pretty and presentable and
nice.
Yeah. But we do have 2 other staff at the Family Resource Center, part-time staff. Melissa Devendorf is a community navigator. Sorry, that was way too fast. And Melody Baldridge is also a community navigator. So they are at the Family Resource Center pretty much anytime the doors are open.
Gotcha.
And then I'm the only full-time. I am the full-time staff.
Yeah.
Not only, I'm just the full-time staff.
Yeah. So currently, are there any specific items of need that, you obviously have this October, but is there anything else that, is really standing out? I'm assuming food is always something around the holidays but is there anything else on the current needs list that somebody's listening right now and be like, oh, I have extra of these, or I'm running to the store and could pick up a couple?
Yeah, we always can accept donations. If that's something that you want to do, we do have a list of food items that are on our take and make meal list. So we do have like specific items that we hand out regularly. But if we are donated some items that aren't included in that, we have a little shelf where people can pick up some extras every time they visit. So even if it doesn't work in our meals, we still we can still utilize them. We are getting ready to do Thanksgiving meal bags and holiday meal bags. We are partnering with Jubilee Christmas for we've done this, I think, since 2021 for everyone. For all of the families who receive Jubilee Christmas, we also provide a family hygiene kit.
Okay.
And so we're getting ready to purchase all of the stuff for that. And if there's something that you would like to donate, please don't hesitate to reach out and we can let you know what we need.
Awesome. So looking ahead, beyond the end of this year or just what's currently happening, what are some goals or projects that you're working on to really expand the reach of the Resource Center?
With the new location, we're reimagining and revamping some of the things that we've done. So it's kind of going to take a little time to see what that looks like and what people want to engage with or what they're interested in participating in. Everything at the Family Resource Center, we adapt to the needs of the community. So it really kind of depends on, as we continue into, through the end of 2025 and into 2026, what we kind of start to see a little bit more is needs that are arising and, seeing how we can kind of try and meet those. For example, this summer, I saw a Facebook post. Well, I guess it wasn't summer. It was in May, I believe. Abby Rittberger said something about the fact that there weren't going to be the Sunbucks program was not going to be implemented this summer. And so real quick, she threw together a meeting of a few different people and we came up with the summer food bag program. So, it's always just kind of trying to figure out, like I said, what the needs of the community are, how we can meet those and how we can get it implemented and started and out to whoever wants to see it or wants to participate.
Yeah, I think that's a really undervalued aspect of what you do, is because I feel like there's so many not necessarily, I don't want to like talk bad about nonprofits, but there are bigger ones that really like they do all this planning and all this, and it's almost like they're disconnected from the actual needs, where they put so much time and effort and money into, starting something. And then it's like, well, we really need help over here and we're wasting a bunch of space here. So it's cool to see that you're really just, no, it doesn't work for everybody. It doesn't work for every business or whatever reacting, but you are really just trying to meet the needs of the community wherever they may be, whatever they may be.
Yep. Well, that's one of the reasons that we kind of shifted to a weekly family fun event, just to kind of give families in Tipton County more to do, more options. So, instead of just doing it once a month, we're like, well, let's try it. Let's see what happens. And if people are interested in it and want to participate or come pick up some stuff, then, we're happy to be able to offer that.
Yeah. And it's working out.
Yeah.
It sounds like, so that's awesome. So, looking beyond this year, how do you hope that the resource center continues to grow? Is it just, continuing to bring in the donations to help the families, or is that, there are any goals to, it's probably not the best timing to think about that because you just moved, but like growth and how you hope to just expand to better meet the needs.
One of my main goals right now is really getting people to realize and understand that it is for anyone and everyone in Tipton County. Like we talked about earlier, there's no specific demographic, there's no qualifiers, there's no restrictions or requirements. If you have kids in your home between the ages of 0 and 17 and you or they would enjoy whatever we've got going on, we want you to come by.
Yeah.
And we're friendly people.
Yeah.
We just want to get to know you.
Yeah. No, that's good to hear. We talk about the community a lot, but what makes the Tipton County community special in terms of how it supports both your organization, but then beyond that, just the families in general? I know it's a very caring and supportive community. How have you seen that impact made on what you're doing day to day?
Tipton rallies. It is amazing to me. I'm going to go back to the summer food bag program idea. I think Abby posted that on a Tuesday, and we were meeting on that Friday, and the following Monday or Tuesday, we were putting out a flyer. Like the amount of people who jumped on board and how quickly they jumped on board. And then, there were sign-up sheets for packing the food bags that, there was never a shortage of volunteers for that. So, when Tipton sees a need or has a need, there are always people who are willing to donate their time or their money, or, like you mentioned earlier, pick up some things at the grocery store and just drop them by. That is something that Tipton County is really, really good at. And I will say also the funding, the funders in Tipton County, we wouldn't be able to do anything without, the Tipton County Foundation has been one of our number one cheerleaders from the beginning. The United Way, they've always, not always, but, they let us know when their grant application season is open. And then the Campbell Family Foundation has also been very consistent supporters of what we're doing as well. So
yeah. That's awesome.
And those are all local.
Where do you see the biggest opportunity for the community to step up and fill a need? Is it just the day-to-day donations, or is it, we're looking to fund this specific program or anything like that?
If you're on social media, which if you're watching this, you're on social media.
Yeah.
So if you follow the Family Resource Center's Facebook page or Instagram page, if you see us post something and it looks interesting to you, or you think it might be interesting to somebody that share it. The biggest thing that we hear at the Family Resource Center when we ask, how did you hear about us, or how did you find out about this? I saw it on social media, or I heard about it from a friend, so-and-so told me that you helped them with this. Or if you come to our family fun events and you enjoy it, bring a friend the next time, or just tell them about it.
Yeah.
Word of mouth is a huge way to, spread the word around here. And that's really what people listen to. If it's not good, then they're not going to share.
Yeah. And the best part is it's free. Word of mouth is always free.
Yep.
Hitting
and
share.
Everything that we do is free.
Yeah. Hitting share on this video or on any of your posts, it's completely free.
Yep.
And, not everybody is in a position to support one way or another, and it's completely understandable. But I think everybody is in a position to tap their phone one extra time and hit share. So
You don't even have to say anything.
Yeah, you really don't. If you're not a good writer and you don't know what to write in the Facebook post, then you can just hit share and that's it.
Yep.
So another good way to support, even no matter what your own situation is just, being engaging on social media and sharing it word of mouth when you're talking to people at Needlers or something. So that's awesome. Let's end with some quick hits specifically about you. We've been talking a lot about the Family Resource Center, but what is your favorite local event throughout the year in Tipton or Tipton County?
It would probably be whatever sporting event that my kids are participating in at that time. That's really what we do for the most part. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I think the 'Tis the Season event in December, we've had a booth at that for the past 4 years, I think, but it's always so fun to see like entire families out and excited in the freezing cold. So yeah, that's I think that's probably one of my favorite things. And the pork festival, but everybody likes the pork festival.
Yeah, that's the easy answer there. But yeah, 'Tis the Season's nice. Even the Halloween thing is similar type vibes in a sense that you get the parents and the kids. And I know maybe it was last year or 2 years ago when it was snowing on Halloween and you still saw so many people out. And, it's doesn't cost a lot for businesses to participate, but seeing the kids' faces, getting the candy and being able to do something, and it's just things like that make Tipton special.
It is. It really is.
What's your favorite local restaurant or coffee spot?
That would be probably the Shack, South Pole, and Los Portales, but our checking account would say Los Portales.
Yeah. Fair enough. One final question here. What gives you the most hope when you think about the future of our community of Tipton County?
Honestly, it's the teenagers, the school systems, the school clubs who get involved, who help with packing bags, or, there's groups from the Boys and Girls Club who help us with food drives and, like I said, packing bags, stuff from the school systems when they do, like for Socktober, some of the clubs do sock drives and then they donate it to the Family Resource Center. Just seeing kids get involved in caring about their community, that's so cheesy, but they are the future.
Yeah.
And so seeing, the princesses, junior queens and queens doing the food drives and that kind of stuff, just fostering the fact that Tipton County fosters the importance of volunteerism and the importance of community, I think is really, that gives me the most hope.
That's awesome. I lied. One more thing. Do you want to do a final plug for whether it's October or any other programs that you have coming up the next couple of weeks as we head into the holiday season?
Let's just do a whole Family Resource Center plug. If you haven't been to the new location, or if you have never stepped foot at the Family Resource Center, we would love to have you just for a tour. If you're not needing connected to anything, we would love to just show you around, show you our new space. If you have kids in the home, we can, like this week, we've got pumpkin decorating kits. So we've got pumpkins and little sticky face things that, you can take home for your kids, or your kids can come in and do while they're there. So we've always got something going on. Just keep an eye on what we've got going on social media.
Yeah. And what are the open hours of the Resource Center?
Mondays from 10 to 6 and Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 to 5.
Okay. Awesome. Well, Alisha, thank you so much for coming on and sharing more about the Resource Center. It is a valuable, I don't want to call it an asset because that makes it sound, but it is a very valuable resource. Well, pun intended, for Tipton County. So thank you so much for sharing the story about it and ways that people can get involved.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.